Hello everyone, we're back 2020, okay? I'm glad that the year is here in hindsight. I don't know, that
Shut
was
up,
the joke.
Sam, that was a terrible open.
That was the joke, everyone.
You guys like our camera? We fixed it, I think.
We got a new camera.
Hopefully it syncs up and everything's working.
We got
for
some
the first
lapels,
time ever.
so hopefully it's not just coming through on the left ear. If it is, let us know, because we can't fix it anyway. So, it is 2020. Ralph, how was your holidays? Tell us.
It was good. I played Subnautica. Ooh, good video games.
Yes.
Would you ever want to play Subnautica?
If I need to, then I will. Yes. What did I play? What else did you play, actually?
This week, actually, I spent the week playing two games. One called Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, which is an upcoming ARPG, like very Diablo 3-esque.
We're going to review that.
And I liked it a lot. It's good. I'll do a video on that soon. And I also played Temtem, which we did our, what do you call it?
We did a Let's Play.
We did a Let's Play.
It is up now, but don't watch it now. Watch us now.
That's right. Don't click away, please. Stay with us.
Don't click right now. Okay.
So, is it a bit quiet? Okay, we can up the audio. That's
right
fine.
there.
Up it. Check.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay, that should be a little bit better. Testing.
Audio's too low. Let us know now if that is better, everybody. So what have I played? I played a hell of a lot of Smash, hell of a lot of Overwatch. I played some Temtem. I played a little bit of Outer Wilds.
The only Temtem you played was we were on the couch together.
Yes. Okay. That was edited down from 40 hours though, guys. Promise. And apart from that, what else did I play? I don't know. Something else. But yeah, so that was my holidays really. 4 games and a lot of sitting on the couch and just watching memes.
Watching The Witcher?
The Witcher? No, that was before that.
Watching Mandalorian?
Watching Mandalorian, yes.
Good. So
and a lot has happened already in 2020, guys, okay? World War III memes.
What's a World War III meme?
Megxit, okay? Megxit is happening.
Can I just say, serves those fuckers right in the UK, man.
That is getting, a lot of people aren't going to like that.
The paparazzi and the way they hound poor Megan, it's just breaks my heart, man.
Poor Megan.
Breaks my heart.
Poor Megan, guys.
Megan or Megan? I don't
Megan or something.
I know lots of people really care. I'm just caring like 1/8 of 1%, really. That's
we lost half our UK viewers just then. But what else is going on? Let's get to the news then. What do you think?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Let's get the news.
This is Laymen Live. If you haven't been here before, we recap the biggest news stories of the week. That were the smallest news stories.
Yes.
The big items get their own chunky 10:01 videos, padded out with as much filling as we can manage to get to that time. The smaller stories just all get crammed into a 1 hour bit for this show.
This is the show.
It's
the smaller
sales
dumps.
pitch, guys. That's it.
That is. That's the elevator pitch. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention the fires as well. We should actually, when we send this live, we will continue. We'll put up another set of links to donate. But yeah, please donate to the fires. They're still going really badly.
Yep.
And
I know we got some rain.
Our government still sucks.
Yeah, ScoMo doing the Lord's work. That's for sure.
The Minister for Waikiki.
Yeah, yeah. We did have some rain at Kangaroo Island, which is good. So there's a little bit of relief, but it is still pretty big and pretty bad. But so we'll leave a link in the description or the top comment, either one.
Cool. I think, is the volume now okay? I think people are saying it's fine. Let us know if it is not. And yes, should we get into the news?
Let's get into the news.
Let's see what the first news story is of the day, and that is that Monster Hunter World on PC has launched the Iceborn update, and apparently it's really bad. Apparently it's atrocious. Apparently it's causing people's CPUs to overheat. And it's also deleting people's save files.
Oh, that just sounds like Anthem and Fallout 76 rolled into one. Anthem was bricking people's consoles, and you were losing all your save data with Fallout. So, they're obviously wanting, they want to corner that market. They know that gets a lot of headlines, and people jump on to see the train wreck that was, okay? This is what's going on here. Okay, we got there in the end.
I've uploaded, nice Sam. I've upped a bit of the volume even more, so we'll see. I think that's as loud as it gets. So let's just hope that works. And yes, we'll see. Anyway, look,
Ralph's mic is not working.
Yes, it is.
That's what someone said.
Ralph's
mic isn't working, bruh. There's another person saying that.
It is. It's definitely working. Look, I can tap it and look what happens.
Okay, it's working.
See, it's working.
All right, maybe not. Maybe they think I'm Ralph.
Maybe they think you're annoying.
Maybe. Yeah, no, it's both working. Okay, so
this is a whole new setup, guys. New camera, new mics, wireless receivers, all sorts of shit.
We're getting bigger.
Spared no expense to make sure we bring you guys the best possible non-blurry Laymen Live we can manage. So that's why we're going all in.
We're going all in. Okay, so
There's a buzzing now? Or the volume is fine? There's no buzzing.
The buzzing's
There's no buzzing
here.
now, is there?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, you're hearing white noise. Okay, they're hearing white noise when we turn it all the way up. Now we hear crackling. Okay, great. This is fantastic. Okay.
Of course it's white noise.
So we'll come to that soon, Tarkov. Okay, so I dropped it a little bit, and hopefully there's no white noise, and looks and sounds fine. People are trolling. It's fine now. Audio buzzing works for me. Loud but additional static sound. Okay, cool.
Ralph's volume up 5 to 10%.
All right, so what we're going to do after this is we're going to fix it, but we can't do that now.
I'll do it right now.
Is the crackling still there? Both sounds good.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, it's fine. We're going to roll with it. Okay?
Let's roll.
Anyway, Monster Hunter World, the Iceborn expansion just launched, and they say upon loading the game, players are getting an error message that says there's no compatible save. If you continue and start a new game, a new save file is created and appears to overwrite your old save file.
Ouch.
And I don't believe that these are actually cloud saved either, so I feel like you have actually
I'm sure they would be, right?
I think they are.
What, there's no login in like an internet cafe? There must be.
No, it's not like that.
Oh, really?
Not like that. Yeah.
I thought, well, okay, that sucks. Jeez, can you imagine all the hours, the hundreds of hours? Jeez, no, but like surely they can reach out and they can ask the developer to be like, hey, maybe they can't. That would suck. Okay, that's what we're trying to get at. That would absolutely suck. Have you jumped on to this expansion yet?
I've been too busy with other things. I want to, actually.
Not a gamer. See, guys, not playing Monster Hunter. Not a gamer. But that does suck. That does suck. Is there anything else we want to talk about with this story?
I don't think so.
I'm
actually just reading the chat, and they are definitely still experiencing some of the white noise sound.
That's why I don't have a co-host in this moment, because I'm just like holding the story, and you're like,
nice.
What are
we doing? I'm not sure. So, all right, well, let's get to the good story.
It's pretty cool. How'd they do that?
I don't know.
Thank you for Colton. Thank you very much.
The Donkey Kong coins. Thank you very much, friend.
And the cool little emoji next to it. That's pretty cool.
That is nice. I don't know how that happened.
It's like a sexy pair.
Sexy pair.
It is a sexy pair.
Okay. So let's talk about this Tarkov story. So first of all, let's talk about it. Take it from Tarkov. This game came out like years ago. I remember playing it years ago. I actually pre-ordered it, bought the early access. And as soon as I started playing, I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. It's just too manly. It's just too much man. It's like the most ultra-realistic combat shooter I've ever played, because I've never played like Armor or whatever.
I mean, like Doom, though?
Nice
not man enough.
So I was like,
Doom, not manly.
I was like, all right, I'm not really liking this or whatever. I get why people would like this because it's so realistic or whatever. It wasn't for me. But anyway, I didn't even think about it. And then all of a sudden this week, I have learned that it's now like the biggest game in the world. It's like the #1 game on Twitch. Everyone's playing it. Yep, 100%. It's completely blown up. I didn't even realize that it happened.
Wow.
But it's taken over. It's massive. So all of this new scrutiny is being put on it, because now it's the big kid in town, and everyone wants to try and, like, have a swing at it, right?
All the Twitter blue ticks.
That's right.
The games journalists that have the blue hair, they're getting in there, they're like, let's do it.
So they found some stuff, okay? Now, the first thing they found was pretty funny and not great, okay? It's not great at all. So, hang on, let's just go back. So the developer of Battlestate Games, so, yes, okay. There was an interview 3 years ago with one member of staff on the Tarkov team. And in that interview, he said, because they were asking about whether or not women would feature in the game, okay? And the developer eventually said, I can agree with you, and we discussed it for a very long time, but we came to the conclusion that women can't handle that amount of stress. There's only place for hardened men in this place, okay? Now that obviously is a pretty dumb thing to say, okay? Because we know that women can be in combat. That's not to be. That's
no.
That's a fact, okay? So that's a dumb thing to say, and the developer actually agreed. Like they're like, okay, cool.
Look, it's a meme though. Like it's so dumb.
It's a massive meme.
It's so dumb that it's a meme.
And the developer actually sort of like took him to task and said he's been reprimanded. We don't agree with that. It was 3 years ago. It was one person, whatever. Else. So they really stepped back from. They're like, that is not what we believe. Fair enough. Okay.
Cool.
Then more recently, they were asked about whether or not this game would contain women. Okay. Because it still doesn't, and it's now really popular, and so they went on to say, oh wait,
it's here we go. There it is. Redacted.
Okay, here it is. Right. Yeah. Okay. So he says first there are women in Escape from Tarkov. The Trader, some future key storyline quests will have women as main characters. but there will be no playable female characters because of game lore and, more importantly, the huge amount of work needed with animations, gear fitting, etc. Okay? Now, this has obviously triggered a lot of people on Twitter who think that this is completely unacceptable to say that it requires work to implement females in a game. This mirrors what happened to Ubisoft many years ago when they said that they could not implement females in Assassin's Creed, or at least not in that specific entry, because it was too much work to do so. And everyone's like, ha, 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 that's ridiculous. Since then, Ubisoft has always had playable female
And they're
characters.
always going to do it, regardless of what story they're trying to tell now.
True.
They've come out and openly said that.
So look, go on, Sam. I'll allow you.
Look, this whole... Okay. The lore thing, I think that there's definitely a case for that. If they were making a Wonder Woman game, for instance, and the lore was like, she was on her planet and it's like only women, you know, that's part of the lore, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, sure.
You know, but to say it's too much work, I don't know the ins and outs of it to know how much work that is. That might be a cop-out, or they might just be like, look, we're trying to tell a story. We just want to tell it about some dudes. We might have to just give you this dumb reason, but ultimately we just want to stick to our creative vision, and that's also okay. I've always thought that if a company like Saving Ryan's Privates, if they just want to come out and make a Saving Private Ryan movie with just dudes, that's okay, right? It doesn't need to have girls. And Sister Act, I don't know, if they just want to make it about girls, that's okay too.
Nice, Sam.
Do you know what I mean,
Sister
though?
Act, Whoopi would love that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, though?
I do agree with you, and I think as well it is actually work to implement female characters. Like,
oh god, there's just so much work.
No, but like you do need to build new character models.
No,
you do need to do new animation rigging, because like you can't just use the same animation but just like copy paste, you know, like Control C, Control V, change file name to female. Like, it's not like that. There is actually work associated with that. These guys are working to build out a game right now that is hugely popular in early access. The game, I do not believe, becomes a better game because you have a female character in it. Like, I don't believe that to be the case. Get the game really good first. Get it in a polished state. And then if they want to add female characters, cool, go for it. No problem. But if they, as developers, determine that their limited resources need to be put on game features instead of, like, female models, I'm okay with that. Similarly, if it was an all-female game and they said we don't have time for male models, that's okay. I don't give a fuck. Just make me a
If you need a male model, just let me know. Okay.
God.
No, but I do think that I agree with you. I don't think having a male or a female thrown into the mix will necessarily make a game better or worse. It is a case-by-case situation. But there might be times where having both, many times I'm sure, having both genders in the mix are going to enrich the story, enrich the world, or whatever. But maybe this might not be one of those moments.
Yeah, and so everyone's like just completely incensed with the sexism of the games industry. Like, obviously the first thing the guy said was a dumb thing to say. That's clearly a sexist thing to say. There's no defending that, okay? But them deciding that they like don't have the resources to do this, that's okay, man. Let them make a cool, fun game, and let everyone just fucking relax. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay.
It's all good, guys.
It's all good, brah. So
Blue ticks, just chill.
Anyway, okay, we're continuing on with this theme though for this next story.
Here we go.
Because this one is a doozy.
No thanks. I'll keep ad blocker off.
Actually,
let's just watch this, everybody.
Okay, well, let's just see. Okay, right. First of all, we're going to watch this, and I'm going to make sure we have desktop audio playing so you can actually hear it, okay? First of all, we're going to watch this commercial, and you're going to tell, and then we'll talk about it, okay? So let's just see. Let's just see if we can get... We've got sound coming? No, we don't have sound.
Go down. Okay. Go down to the that one. Oh,
no, it's not. Okay, well,
look, they can hear it through.
Okay, well, look, you can see it.
Yeah.
This is the ad. Okay, first of all, this is the ad.
Customized like no other, from the specialists for the specialists.
For the specialists.
PC specialists.
So
I even made the sound. I've made the sound because I've just conditioned to make the sound. Okay, so that ad. What do we think about that ad, Sam?
Look, okay. Well, the whole issue with this ad, right, from other people, is that there's no females in it. Now, I think toxic white male incoming, right? If you want to make an ad and you clearly know your demographic and your age and your and the gender or whatever that are purchasing your products and you know from data who are currently making you successful as a company, you are well within your rights to continue to promote to them. Why can't you do that? It doesn't mean you hate women if you're just making an ad, because 87% of their current consumers are male. So they're like, okay, let's double down on that and make sure that we continue to make sales around the data that we have.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they hate women. It just means like, guys, let's promote to who we know are buying our product.
Okay, so the shortcut to this story is that this ad has been banned in the UK
Yes.
for promoting negative gender stereotypes, okay? The male voiceover, which I know you couldn't hear, sorry about that, we'll have to fix that up later. But it says, it's the beginning of the end of following, the start of freedom, individuality, choice. It's an uprising, an insurgence for the players, the gamers, the all sleep laters, the creators, the editors, the music makers, the techies, the coders, the illustrators. Actually pretty well written. So anyway, it's just going on and it lists all these things that like, be a good, successful person, and then it's only showing men. And then the advertising like standards agency determined that because you're listing all these positive aspirational career things and you're only showing pictures of men, it's sexist, and they ordered the ad be taken down.
Just honestly,
That's fucking nuts, man.
It is nuts.
That's insanity.
If they wanted to make an all-female ad talking about the strengths of women or whatever, or you go girl, you know, there's plenty of ads that are doing that are empowering women, right? That's great. Who cares? That's awesome. Do I think that they should ever be taken down because it didn't show a male? No. Who gives a fuck, man? They have an idea. They have a vision. They're trying to get that they're trying to move that particular idea forward and maybe even sell a product too. Whatever. You know, if they were like, if you're a man, great. If you're a woman, you suck.
You suck,
then
woman.
take that down.
Get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Yeah, you know.
I'm playing video games.
You know, like, it's a completely different thing.
It's so dumb.
So ridiculous.
So obviously this is
very silly, but I really want
very silly. It's been met with a lot of backlash as well because everyone's like, "What the hell's the world coming to?" 87% of their client base is male. 97.5% of our client base is male. So we're even more screwed than these guys are. If Laymen ever want to do advertising, we're fucked, right?
I mean,
if we ever want to start running ads, we're screwed.
Why don't we just try and...
There's no females here.
Yeah.
It's only males on this couch.
Well,
they have to ban
we
the
have
ads.
one female here, okay? We'll let you know. We'll
Nice,
let you
Sam.
decide.
Good joke, Sam.
But I
Good
really
joke.
think it's actually a really dangerous precedent to set. I think it's really dangerous for...
Dangerous. It's just dumb.
No, well, dangerous in terms of like, you know, the official advertising body have come out and, you know, made a precedent in such a way that if you do not have both genders in every ad, now...
It's not every ad. It's specifically because
no, but I think it's...
like,
yeah, look, I hear what you're saying. Maybe it's... Okay, what I'm trying to say is this is now evidence for other ads to be referred to and go, well, you ban this one, why aren't you banning this one? You know, like, when this ad in itself is not trying to hurt anybody. It's just really trying to empower the data that they have. They're trying to maybe empower the gender that they feel are playing, that are purchasing their products. And I think that's dangerous territory if you start banning ads because it didn't have enough, you know, genders or didn't have enough, what's it called, races and stuff like. It's ridiculous.
The world's gone nuts, people. Don't worry.
It has gone nuts.
The Laymen are here to show you why. That's why we exist.
Absolutely
Guys, let's talk about
ridiculous.
some quick super chats. Phantom Gamer says, stoked to finally catch you guys live again. Love the Temtem video. Keep up the great work. By the way, what do you guys think of the Temtem video?
We want to do more of that. We want to do more Let's Plays.
I thought about doing more Let's Plays. I thought about that. So let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll do more of that. Kamal says, skill up when are you streaming Monster Hunter Iceborn? I don't know, because I've actually got to play Dragon Ball Z Cataract?
Yep.
Dragon Ball Z Cataract this week. Okay, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. Gus, we've already answered your question about the fires. Unfinished sentences. You guys hear how the Xbox Series X won't have any exclusive for at least 1 year after launch? That's got to be bullshit.
That can't be true.
Microsoft have not released any information about that, so that's got to be a lie. Plus, there's just no way that's
Plus
true.
Infinite, man. It's coming.
Happy 2020, lads. Can't wait to see what you get up to this year, says Jarvis. Are there any indie titles you're particularly excited for this year? Much love, Sadie. So Temtem was really good.
Would you say that's an indie?
Yeah.
Is it indie?
Yeah, as I understand, I think it is,
okay.
yeah. Wilson Lords of Mayhem, definitely. The Last Night, that video, that trailer that we saw like 2 years back with that beautiful art style, really good. And also a really little-known indie gem called Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yes.
It's from a
Very
small
exciting.
studio, but I think it's going to be big.
I don't know if Dead Cells expansion is out right now, but that's something I'd be excited for. God, I played so much of that over the holidays, actually.
Should be out soon.
I think it's Jan sometime, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much again for the sexy pair. That was very cool.
Matt Priest says $10. Thanks so much.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Ralph and Sam, much love from Texas. Y'all's comedy and character helped me through a lot of 2019. Y'all's. God bless. God
y'all's
bless
are welcome.
Y'all's.
Y'all's are welcome.
You're very welcome, Matt. Thank you.
Appreciate that, man.
Friend
Thanks a lot.
Goku, what's up? How you doing, buddy? The last time I came so early,
1,000 Hufflepuffs.
1,000 Hufflepuffs.
Thank you.
Last time I came so early, I was with my girl.
Nice.
That's very good.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Oh, we got another one.
Ace Mori, hey guys, change my name so you guys won't mispronounce it. And thoughts on difficulty in games? I'm on the side of games should be more difficult.
I like choice. I don't like games that
Sam wants easy mode.
I'm
in
pro-choice.
Sekiro.
No, I like,
and he's pro-choice.
I'm pro-choice. No,
get him, gamers.
I think Sekiro. I would have loved to finish Sekiro. I just couldn't do it. Like it was too hard. So give me an easier difficult to me.
I
you
think
know
it's
what I mean?
like just let developers decide whatever they want. I really don't like when people tell developers how they should.
Yeah, no, I hear that too.
How they should handle.
I definitely hear that.
difficulty.
Keep it up with the sexy pair working out. Thank you. You missed that.
The sexy pair.
There we go.
Is that another one?
Another 45 Donkey Kong coins. Thank you.
Friend. Let's keep going with some news then.
We've got a lot of stuff. Later. We will come back to more of the
super chats very
soon.
Chats. So now, guys, let's talk about Jedi Fallen Order and how it nearly wasn't a thing.
Ooh.
So turns out that Lucasfilm were very reluctant for Jedi Fallen Order to go ahead.
Yep.
They originally were resistant to the idea, and here's why.
Ultimately, because they just
holy shit. Down.
Ultimately, because they were like, look, the story is making too much sense.
Yeah.
We don't have enough people within the project that are clashing. We just need this to just be a giant dumpster fire. And Jedi Fallen Order did not want to do that. And that's why they had the conflict.
Nice, Sam. That's
Thank
good.
you very much.
We're worried people might enjoy this.
Yeah.
So we're thinking maybe no. So the thing is, they said they weren't super comfortable with the idea, said one of the developers from Respawn, after his initial pitch for a melee-focused action game. I said, hey, what if we do a game about Jedi and Force powers? And they were not super comfortable with it. They threw it back and said, what about blasters and bounty hunters? That's not the background of the team we've built. You may as well ask us to start building a racing game at this point. I don't think anyone's...
Pod racing again?
Pod racing
Do it
sequel,
again.
I would be okay with that,
100%.
to be honest. And then he says, what I came to learn is for them, Jedi is holy grail. To make a game about Jedi, you got to earn it. There was a little bit of back and forth, but they could see where I was coming from. Later in the interview, actually, interestingly enough, he talks about they've had numerous fights with LucasArts about creative
Jedi
decisions
battles?
regarding, yes, Sam, like the Duel of Fates.
Hopefully.
It was like Vince Sampella and this Asmussen guy against like Darth Maul, his Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. He said he understands Lucasfilm's position of being the rights owner of Star Wars series. He also said he recalled that Lucasfilm came back to him with a hard no on several different ideas. He said his team at Respawn became frustrated at times, but again, he said he understood that they were ultimately, they're the decider, I'm the decider, and they make the decisions. So isn't that interesting though? Like, first of all, the fact that they want it to be blasters, and they're like, how about not Jedi? How about this other thing that people don't love as much?
That's probably because they were looking to tie it in with Mandalorian, potentially.
Maybe, yeah,
that was coming out.
True, that's true.
That was coming out, and maybe they just wanted to, like, push that theme forward. I'm glad that they did what they did. I think Vince Sampella and the team did a fantastic job and gave everyone a glimmer of hope of like, okay, Star Wars is still good, because we haven't seen a lot of good Star Wars games now since EA's taken over. Well, I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 2 mechanically was good, but like, it's a good news story though that they actually kept what they had and moved forward with it.
Sure, yeah.
Is that any commentary from Ralph?
No, I agree. And also, I'm just getting something ready. And I think that it's very
good.
It's very rich for the likes of Lucasfilm to say, look, we're really, really protective of Jedi stuff. Like, we really want to manage that very carefully.
And then Rey's just like, ooh, here's a lightsaber.
I'm the greatest Jedi that's ever lived in a heartbeat. But look, I think it's particularly interesting though that they shared their creative differences with Lucasfilm. That part really stuck out for me because they don't usually do that. Even when they do come to blows behind the scenes, that's it. That's just that comes out in some kind of expose many years later or whatever. So for them just to be like, yeah, we fought them heaps and we got really frustrated with them. They were a pain in the ass to work with. That's a kind of
I remember
thing for them to say.
watching Mark Hamill interviews like 20 years later when he started revealing like him and George Lucas fought a lot.
Did they?
Yeah, but he said something along the lines of like, you guys just become family, you guys fight and whatever. But he did say that there was a lot of arguments within each other. But Yeah, I mean, this only came out like 3 months ago. You know, sometimes you just let the dust settle. You know, then you talk about those things later. But look, it's regardless. It is good that they were able to work it out. Okay. Nice. They weren't sent to the ranch, which is good.
Adam with £5 says, "What do you want to see in the sequel for Kingdom Come Deliverance? I enjoyed playing. I'm guessing Sam hasn't. Also, did you?
I have played it. Okay.
Sam did play some of it actually.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want from a sequel, to be honest.
Not being so hungry. Maybe solve world hunger in that frickin' place.
I like that game. I don't know what I want from a sequel.
Look, I didn't mind it. Look, you know what? Actually, I did not like it. Actually, no.
And we didn't watch The Boys. Haven't watched The Boys yet. That's still on the list. I'm watching Watchmen at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Donald, weekly dono of $15. Thank you very much,
Appreciate
friend.
that, man.
Every time they sell products like dresses, I demand that they make ads showing a combination of men and women in dresses or similar products, says the big red bear. Big red bear there, making his point proud.
His point. I like
it. When someone plays Tarkov for the first time, we call it losing the diaper. Still waiting for Sam and Ralph to lose their diaper. I feel like we need to do a Tarkov playthrough.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
okay. We got Dragon Ball Z next week, but let's do this one next week too. I'm down for that.
Victor D. Corvajalo with 10 rubles, maybe? Something. He says, what about the MXR Duke and Media extortion thing? I have heard of that. That's when like these bounty hunting companies go and look for clips that are copyrighted, and then they claim your video. And then if you don't pay them money, they'll like strike your channel.
Oh.
So it's just like a form of extortion. It's
that's
fucking
ridiculous.
Garbage. Luckily, it's never happened to me. But yeah, it's happening to these guys, MXR, Duke and Media. I've never heard of them before, but they seem nice. And it's a sad.
Surely YouTube can just step in and be like, okay, this is a scam. You can go fuck off. You know.
Well, it's complicated, obviously. But anyway, so let's continue on. We'll come back to more super chats later. Guys, did you know that Simplified Chinese is now the dominant language among Steam users?
Simplified Chinese? I didn't know there was Chinese and then Simplified Chinese.
I don't know the distinction, to be honest.
I'm guessing that's like a quicker way to type.
No.
That must be why that it's become so popular, because
it's simple.
It's simple to get across your idea.
I don't think that's anything.
That's not. I'm just saying. Maybe that's just how they do it. You know. There's like 3,000 characters in Chinese, right? So like,
do you know what you're talking about here? Are you
just
riffing off some things you heard once?
No. I know this. Ask someone in the comments section. There's like 3,000 different types of ways that you can write Chinese, or maybe Japanese. Either one.
Oh my God! This
I'm
is
just fucking with you.
I'm
just fucking with you. I think it's Chinese, but that's probably where the Simplified Chinese.
Okay. Well, either way, each month Valve conducts a voluntary survey to gather data on all aspects of its user base, such as hardware specs and language options. The latest survey shows that the number of Simplified Chinese accounts has increased by 14% for the month prior to 37.9%. Meanwhile, English has fallen by 6.6% to 30%.
Man.
What do you got to say here, Sam?
It's gone. It's gone. Okay?
So the available data provides no information on how many people responded to the survey, and it's more indicative than concrete. But it shows the power of the Chinese market. I don't even know that Steam is officially available in Chinese yet. In China, I don't think it is. I think they have to do a separate platform that they're going to do.
I'm guessing they have to go through another company, like every other company has to do through China.
Yeah. So,
but I remember there was big plans to actually release in China.
Yeah, definitely.
Have they actually?
Well, that's the thing. I don't quite know what's happened with that. So that's a bit concerning. So.
No, the next story, AMD.
No, there's some super chats. No, okay.
What did it say? What was it?
Nothing. Okay, great to see you back. Much love from Scotland. Thank you very much. 96. That was from Adnan. And Nandor says 96% male. That explains the couch. Yes, it does.
The porn couch, exactly.
So
400 Hufflepuffs. Thank you very much.
Yes. So Jarvis with $30, my friend.
Very
he says,
nice.
Florida man is Sam. Have you quit smoking yet?
I have.
I was able to do it myself, buddy. Thank you.
Think of your future me.
So you actually have quit smoking?
I have.
Really? Altogether?
Yeah.
What about Majuli?
I've had 1 or 2 puffs. But actually, I haven't had a single cigarette since 31st of December.
Give him a round of applause, chat. Can we get some claps in the chat, please? Well done,
So I have
Sam.
a long life to live.
Nice, good stuff. Okay, let's crack on with the news. This is an interesting little story.
This is a funny little one.
This is an interesting one.
Okay, so AMD, they were like, cool, let's show off the Xbox Series 1X with a 3D model, guys. We're going to show you some of this shit. they show some ports at the back of it, right?
Dun, dun,
Now,
dun.
Xbox, Microsoft has no idea that they're going to be showing some ports. You know why they don't know? Because they didn't even provide them with this, right? So AMD got this actually off some sort of website that was doing a 3D model. Is that correct?
They do, yeah.
That's right.
It was called like Squid something. Turbo Squid.
Squid Pro Row. So look, they were ultimately just like trying to show what this would look like. Microsoft got very angry, of course, and came out with an official statement saying, which is here somewhere.
The official statement says it's not. The official statement basically says that's not official. That's just from Turbo Squid.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's that. Yeah, so ultimately they were like making a big deal about showing it off and showing. Well, not necessarily making a big deal of the ports.
They weren't.
But just trying to show off the actual product, and in the middle of it, they showed the ports. Now, we've been in YouTube long enough, and I'm sure a lot of people out there know, is when there's certain products being shown, they're very thingy about what to show.
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's a game, they don't want you to show menus sometimes. That's a thing, all right?
I hate that.
They
Anytime you do a hands-on session with any game, the first thing they'll tell you is no menus.
No
You're
menus.
Like, what? Why?
And
Who
secondly,
cares?
no over-the-shoulder stuff. That's also another thing they don't
They
like.
don't like that.
But with products especially, I remember when we were just getting into YouTube when you were looking, I think, at the Switch or something.
Yeah, that's right.
They want you to look at certain bits and only take photos of certain things. So I'm surprised that AMD, the point I'm trying to make, is I'm sure AMD has had enough experience to know that the ports are a sensitive issue. Like, it is a sensitive thing. You don't just throw it out there at it was at CES, wasn't it?
It was CES.
Yeah, CES, the biggest electronic expo in the world, without consulting Xbox, But anyway, guys, that's my take on it. I think it was very silly of AMD.
Sure. I agree.
The Ralph's take yet again. Good.
Let's. Victor says, "Let's go, guys. Free MXR." I agree. Much love from Germany says. Kaizuzoku. Love watching your videos. Thank you very much, my friend. James McDonough. Donahue. Is that Donahue? Do you reckon that's Donahue?
Donahue.
I think it's Donahue.
Yeah, Donahue.
This is James from Cedar Rapids in... What's that state?
AI.
I don't know what IA is.
Not sure.
Is Indianapolis a state? That's a city, isn't it? That's
I
a
don't
city.
know.
Polis is a city,
We're making ourselves look really bad right now. Thanks for all the great videos and Happy New Year. Thank you very much. Do you think we'll ever get another Rogue Squadron game? I hope
so.
man. That was so fantastic.
That's
Number
shit.
1 was great, but number 2 was exceptionally good on GameCube. It was absolutely amazing. And I don't know why they haven't done that. Do they think there's not a market for it? There definitely is. They need to do that.
I
yes,
agree.
so I hope they do.
Totally.
Who would make that? Oh, EA would make that.
Yeah, EA would make
EA would make it.
Justin
Would you like to fire your blaster? Just $3.99.
Justin Watkins, you mentioned, it was $10, you mentioned Watchmen, which is by far my favorite graphic novels. From what you've seen, is it super woke? Most reviews I saw said it was about the evil whiteys. From what I can tell, it's about Klansmen. Like, I've only watched the first 3 episodes. So I guess it's about...
Love 2020 and 2019. It's so great.
It's about like the Ku Klux Klan, or like the new version of it, I think. So I guess it kind of is like that, but I don't
What's
really know.
the new version? Ku
Like,
Klux
no,
Klan
they're called like
2.0 or something?
the cavalry or something, and I think they kind of like play the role of like Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm only 3 episodes in, so I don't know how.
Seems to know a lot about the Ku Klux Klan, guys.
Don't check my closet,
What's
okay?
going on here,
Yeah,
guys?
let's go. Let's just keep moving. What do we got? Oh, actually,
Those are all the bed sheets. Oh, yeah, okay.
Good stuff. Okay, so another story here that obviously got a bit of press this week.
And it's all about China.
China. Platinum Games has announced their partnership with Tencent. They wrote, "We would like to announce that we've received a capital investment from Tencent Holdings Limited as a basis for partnership. This partnership has no effect on the independence of our company, and we will continue operations under our current corporate structure."
I wonder what that actually means, though, because look, I mean, the wording sounds like they've given you some money, but hey, we don't actually have any ownership over your company.
No, they would have ownership if they've given them money, but it's a case of, do they have the ability to influence decision making at this point? And they're saying that no, they don't. It does not affect.
It must mean that they own at least 51% then.
No, it's a capital investment. If they own 51%, then they would say, we have now bought 51%. Like,
No, I mean, what's it called? Platinum still owns the majority, and that's why they own independence.
Yeah, I don't exactly know.
Yeah.
But my point is that Platinum Games, by the way, are the guys that make like Nier Automata and Astral Chain and all those sort of like, action beat 'em up, whatever you call them. And they make great games. And this news has obviously troubled some people because of the way that sort of like China exerts influence, particularly in relation to censorship, or companies like to self-censor themselves to avoid sort of like upsetting the Chinese.
Yeah.
They're a Japanese company as well, Platinum Games, and obviously the relationship between China and Japan could often be quite
wonderful.
fraught. So it's a complicated situation, but people don't like this.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to now move ahead with what they've said that they were going to make that Winnie the Pooh game. Probably not now. But
that'd be a Platinum Winnie the Pooh game.
A Platinum Winnie the Pooh game. That's what I'm saying.
That'd be good.
No, look, it is hard, I think, because every time Platinum's like, "Would you like to send us our data?" No, actually, no, thank you. No, but look, I mean, sometimes games are in dire straits, or they just need to make decisions to keep the doors open. So look, if
Platinum
this
are
results,
not in dire straits, though. That's the thing. They're doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, mate. I mean, look, Astral Chain did sell quite well from what we know.
All their games sell quite well.
Sure.
All their games sell well.
Maybe it's a case of they weren't doing as well as they wanted. There's just no reason that a company would get into bed with another one unless it's A, for financial gain, or they want to get into the Chinese market. That's the only other reason I can see why they'd want to partner up with Tencent, because Tencent's such a giant everywhere in the whole world, especially in China. That's the only other reason why I'd see that they'd want to do that.
I guess one of the biggest reasons you'd partner with the likes of Tencent is it gives you access to the Chinese market in a way that you wouldn't have before.
That's what I mean. So it's either financial hardship or it's because you have access then to that market with the leverage of Tencent.
I think we can rule out financial hardship because Platinum are killing it. Like, they're doing super well. They've had every game they've released has been successful. So I think it obviously is about they want to expand their presence in China. And it's a case of how that looks. I don't know. I wonder if Nier Automata exists in the way it does if it has to be censored for the Chinese market. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder.
There's no camera angles, that she should go.
It's all about the ladders in Nier Automata. Anyone knows? We should do a playthrough of Nier Automata.
Okay, let's do that.
It's just like literally just the ladders the whole time. We're climbing this one ladder.
The thumbnail's like all the NAS bits. All the NAS bits of Nier Automata.
Classy, very classy.
Nice.
So let's continue on with the news. Square Enix is developing cloud games in anticipation of it being a major trend.
Well, I mean, of course they're making cloud games. This is rough jokes, but they're making cloud games, guys. Final Fantasy VII, cloud. It makes sense.
That's my joke, by the way. I came up with that joke earlier, and then Sam stole it.
Yeah, well, I think it's still pretty good. But anyway, they're doing cloud gaming, and I'm surprised they're doing that because I think there's a lot. Well, okay, you got it.
Shall we read the news first?
You read the news.
Okay, thanks very much.
I will allow.
Thank you. He says in a new year, blah blah blah. The president of Square Enix says, against this backdrop of change, we are not only making steady progress on developing next-gen console titles, but also actively readying ourselves to support cloud gaming, which we expect to take off with the advent of 5G. From a game development perspective as well, we will strive to create gaming experiences only possible in the cloud, meaning developing cloud-native or cloud-centric games. So, look, Square Enix is doing the cloud thing.
I'm surprised because...
Why?
I think that the cloud infrastructure, the cloud servers, it's a giant job, right? Number one, you've got to actually host all those servers.
No, they're not hosting. They're developing games for cloud. They're not hosting.
Oh, I thought they were going down the route that they were going to make their own marketplace to go on the App Store and get a Square Enix cloud. No. Oh, they're just getting ready to put games on EA's one. On Microsoft's or Project X Cloud.
Right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, that's a good thing. That completely shifts what I was going to say then. Because I thought they were going down the route of trying to compete with those companies. And I was like, no, that's a bad idea. Just jump onto their one. They're already making those goddamn things.
So I think this is a trend that we need to get ready for. Because just to be clear as well, when we say cloud games, okay, we don't just mean, hey, you can play Final Fantasy 15 by streaming it from an Amazon server or whatever.
But that's part of it.
That's part of it. What we're really, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of this, is games will do parts of their processing in the cloud, and then that bit's beamed into the game. So for example, like Grand Theft Auto, right? Mm-hmm. One of the reasons that you can't have so many people on the street is because there's limitations in the hardware with regards to populating those worlds and managing all the independent physics and AI models of each of those characters, right? What you could have in a cloud-centric development model is all of that auxiliary development, or, like the AI, the physics, whatever, processed in the cloud and then beamed into the game, so to speak. And then the game is you're just controlling your character and that's what responds. So that is ultimately going to result in a better experience. However, it will be very dependent upon your internet connection.
Definitely. And we're also going to see games, as they've said, that are purely made for clouds, right? Like in terms of the whole thing is on cloud. and it won't be, and console gaming, as cloud gaming gets better and better, will just not be able to compete, you know, because there's just so many, you know, there's 50 computers all working together to create the graphics needed compared to, you know, what the Xbox Series 1X or whatever it's called.
If you can solve the latency problem, then that obviously is going to be better. But a lot of people will not want that because the latency issue will be a thing, or they don't want to play online.
The latency, I mean, we've played it, right? Multiple times now at E3 and also in London. It's really quite manageable, especially...
It's quite good,
yeah, especially in a single player. Fine,
Yes.
it will get there though. But so the point I'm trying to make is, when games become like, let's say they look twice as good, or the stuff that you can do creatively, like, you know, fast travel really fast through an entire city, because there's so much power at your fingertips through cloud gaming. There's going to be a divide, I believe, that's going to start happening where console games can only do so much, and then other creative ideas have to be put onto the cloud. You can only play those games on the cloud, and that's going to happen more and more. I think. You know, I think we're going to see more and more situations where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will. In fact, we were at X019, the Xbox event, and I specifically asked their head of xCloud, I'm like, are you making any games for, cloud specifically, cloud exclusives? And he says, not right now, but we're in early talks.
Yeah.
Okay. So xCloud is cool, and it will allow us to play our games on the fly or whatever else. But it will also be the beginning of a whole new development model for video games. Xbox are very invested in that, where they're like, yes, we will make games that will exclusively function in the cloud, or will exclusively require the cloud in addition to your local hardware.
Yeah.
So there's a whole new world coming, man.
Definitely, and this I've said this before, but like this leans even more into why I think console gaming will always have a place, but there's just too many reasons. If streaming really works and the latency is solved, and the power and the creative choice that they're able to have on a cloud server takes over, like, there's just less and less reason why developers will want to even make games for console. You know, if they have if they have 10 times the power at their fingertips and creatively on the cloud, like, they want to naturally then put more games on the cloud. So I just don't see in 10 years that console is going to be competing with the cloud in what it can offer gamers and consumers, you know?
I mean, yeah, you say that, but then, like, the Switch is the best-selling hardware of 2019.
There's factors to that, though. There's IP, and there's also the kids market, and like,
we've
got it too.
That's the point. And then there'll be new factors that emerge with, like, people who don't want to play online, people who don't have enough internet to play online. So I don't think that we can make those sorts of predictions yet, given the fact is internet rollout in a lot of places is really slow. Like, yeah, we look at Korea and and they've got amazing internet. America, some parts do, a lot don't. Australia has fucking worst internet in the world. Like, I don't think it's going to be the wholesale just eradication of consoles within 10 years. Like, I don't see that.
Well, I mean, look,
I see a mixed model.
The thing about that is some places are just skipping entirely the whole fiber optic internet. They're just going straight to satellite and stuff like that. So I hear you. I think there's going to be a process there, but I'm just excited to see what actually goes on here if streaming is like the thing that just kind of takes over entirely. Who knows? Could be the next Netflix.
There you go, guys. Just clip that. Sam, excited for streaming and cloud gaming.
Trust me on this, all right? I know this stuff.
That's right. Guys,
I play video games.
We are very sad to declare that Dota is officially dead. It's dead. Oh, man. It's finished. It had a good run, but now Dota is finished.
I think we need another funeral for it.
It only had, last month, it only had 385,000 average players and 627,000 peak players. So it's basically, you may as well just shut up shop.
Yeah.
It's all over for them. Having said that, though, it has had its lowest player count since 2014. So that's a big deal, can I say? Like, memes aside, it is a big deal that Dota is, in the last 5 years, it has not hit these numbers this low.
I wonder what the comparative figures are for League of Legends. Because, I don't know. But, like, I'm sure that, they're, of course, naturally going to be in the same basket. Are MOBAs on the decline? I actually don't think so. It's one of those rare things like Counter-Strike where there's always going to be so many people that want to play Counter-Strike. There's always going to be people that want to play MOBAs, man, especially Dota and League of Legends. So maybe this is like a little dip. Maybe people,
It's a
for once,
pretty big dip.
maybe like gamers actually went on vacation for once. They just didn't sit in their room playing games all day.
That's not true. That doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
Gamers leaving their room, please. Don't be ridiculous.
No, maybe they just had to go to the door and get some Doritos, and that was the dip. That was the dip of how many people.
Can I say as well, like, I played League, and I tried to get into Dota as well. I just couldn't get into
League
Dota.
was so much more attractive, the way it looked, the way it played.
I think the way it welcomed you in. I just find Dota was so difficult. Like, and I know that's part of the appeal. Like, it is. I think Dota is a harder game than League, but whatever. People have their own views. I just found it so overwhelming, so challenging, and just the new player experience was so bad that I was like, well, I already know how to play League. Do I want to spend the time, like 150, 200 hours, just to learn how to not suck at Dota, and then like thousands of hours after that to get like somewhat competent? You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, no, I can't handle that.
Counter-Strike's like that too. When I jump in, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm already dead. Like, it's very frustrating. So yeah, I was like, I'm like that too. I didn't even give Dota a chance. I just played League, and I played only about 10, 20, 30 hours of League at the most. But next story.
Next story. Okay, so this one here, we're not going to be able to show you we're not going to be able to have sound for it, but I'm going to show you the gameplay very quickly because we haven't set up our sound.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, look, this is IGN's first gameplay for an upcoming game called Disintegration. And we'll just put it in theater mode so you can see it. Now, this game here is being made by
co-founder?
The co-creator of the Halo franchise. Now, go and check out IGN's link. They've got 30 minutes of gameplay here. It's the first time I'd seen it. There was some gameplay revealed before, but this is the first time I think story gameplay has been shown. I was excited for this because I was like, all right, cool. Co-creator of the Halo franchise. That sounds cool. This does not look great. Like, there's just...
Look, I'm not necessarily think it looks terrible from what I've seen in this moment.
I watched the full 30 minutes with sound. By the way, the sounds are super annoying because it's really like, yeah, got him. That's a kill. Kill confirmed. Oh, wow. Those kind of sounds just constantly. And the whole thing is you just kind of floating above the battlefield. It's like a...
It looks like a VR simulator.
It does, actually.
It looks very VR.
But it's not VR. It's not a VR game, or at least not yet. Maybe they'll add that later. But the point is that you kind of shoot things and then you also command your troops. So you have those little ground troops there. You order them while also shooting things.
Look, it's an interesting concept. I don't know another game that does that. Kind of gives you like an RTS kind of... Well...
Yeah, it's RTS, first-person shooter hybrid.
Yeah. I can't think of another game that's really done that. What other game has done that?
I can't think of
anything, right?
Yeah.
Interesting concept.
The like ratio in this video, not great. A lot of downvotes. And I think a lot of the comments, the comment section is pretty savage as well.
Yeah.
Like they're really flaying it. Like we can't do that now. They're like he's done more reloading than actual shooting. Sounds a little cheesy when other characters keep hyping them up. It goes on like this. So look, check it out yourself. As I said, was looking forward to this. I'm not ruling it out at all, but
I think we'll definitely review it and play it.
Yeah, it's about to go into beta, about to go into closed beta. You know, I'd like it to be good, but I'm really looking at this footage and I'm being like, I don't know.
That's the problem when you work on giant titles like Halo. Like, people expect giant things after. You know, like maybe he just wanted to try like a new genre. Maybe he was just like, this is what interests me, I want to try this. But it doesn't, it looks okay, but it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great in what I've seen.
Anyway, that's on IGN. Go check it out. IGN first. It's their gameplay, so go and do that.
Yeah.
And on to the next news item, guys, which is good guy CD Projekt Red has sorted things out with the guy Sapkowski, the guy who wrote the Witcher books, who invented the Witcher world.
He invented the Witcher world.
So you guys might remember from some time ago that there was a dispute with this guy and CD Projekt Red, where he was essentially taking them to court, claiming that he was being sort of underpaid for royalties. Not that he was being cheated, but that because of the success of the product eventually, like with The Witcher and the Witcher franchise, that it kind of null and voids his existing agreement, and so therefore he's entitled to more. I don't know the exact legal arguments.
Yeah.
All I know is no one was accusing CD Projekt Red of cheating this guy. I think he kind of just wanted a better deal.
Yeah.
And I think there was some legal framework for him to get it.
And there is a precedent there. The guy from Faulty Towers, what's his name?
John Cleese?
Yeah, John Cleese took when that happened with him. Apparently, he got paid like a salary, and then it became so famous. He was like, "Well, fuck that." This is from what I remember. I remember like
From back when you watched Faulty Towers.
No. Like I read up on this once, and he took them to court, being like, "Fuck whatever the contract said. Look at how much money this has made. Give me more money," and they did something like that. So there is a precedent there. So
even then, back when we were talking about this, we were like, "Yeah, look, he probably does deserve some more. Like legally, he doesn't deserve it, but like." You know, ethically, this guy created something. You know, it's
100%.
Give him some more. Just like, and obviously, CD Projekt Red are doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, I'm in two minds. Okay, in one aspect, I'm like their blood, sweat, and tears.
Someone's like they tossed him a coin. Nice.
That's great.
Toss a coin to your author.
That's great. Know? Look, in some ways, I'm like, look, they've worked really hard and blood, sweat, and tears to make this what it is. In terms of The Witcher 1, 2, and 3. At the same time, they were leaning on an IP that was very attractive, to begin with. So maybe he does deserve a bit more, and he's obviously got it, which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's all with that one.
I think that's all with that one.
Great. Okay. Well, now you guys know that. You probably already knew that already.
Yeah. So they just basically, they haven't announced the amount either. They just said like we're going to give him. They just said we've reached a new agreement.
It's probably like 1%, which is like still $1 billion now. The Witcher is the new Lord of the Rings. Next is Sea of Memes. Okay.
Yeah, you want to take this one?
Now, did I really think that this game was ever going to get more than 14 players? No, I did not. That's the honest truth. We played this when it just was coming out. They put us on an actual pirate ship,
They
right?
did actually.
In
They
Melbourne.
did, yeah.
They were like, play this game, and we were like, Ralph, what do you think of this? We're like, mission failed. It was
And then
really
the Xbox
bad.
people come up to us and they're like, what do you think? We're like, oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it's very
so good.
It's very similar as when you go and get a haircut and they have the mirror behind. What do you think? I love it.
There's like a massive clump of hair missing.
It looks terrible. Now, funnily enough, this now has just surpassed 10 million players. Now, I know that this is on Game Pass. God knows if they've just like made this free so people play it, because I don't know. Originally, it was doing that well. So maybe there's ways that they've made this
Game
get
Pass
to
would have
10
definitely
million.
helped, because you
Game
can
Pass-
get this on Game Pass, which means you just click a button and now you're an owner of it. So
Yeah, no, this is the thing. Now, 10 million players is a bit ambiguous, because we don't really know if that's just like people have just logged on once, which can be a thing, right? Or if this is them saying, look, this is people that are roughly continuing to play, which I highly doubt. So, good on them, I guess, for getting 10 million people to take a look at your game.
It apparently has improved a lot. Like most of these games, it came out with like no content and really underbaked, but then they worked on it and they improved it.
Sure.
I hear good things about it now. Some of the content creators and streamers I follow, they enjoy it. They say good things about it. So maybe it's worth coming back to. I don't know.
Or maybe we should do a Let's Play with CMEs.
Yeah.
I think we should do that. We've got so many ideas of Let's Plays now. That actually is so good.
Now that the audience has given us permission to do
They like
more
it,
Let's
we will do
Plays,
more.
We'll do more. Couch co-op Let's Plays. And Tarkov, which that's going to be so scary. We're just going to die. To be able to get like 10 minutes of good footage of a Tarkov video, we probably need to play for 15 hours. Because everything else is just going to be us just walking around in the woods and then dead. You know
That's
what
a
I
no
mean?
from me, dog.
That'll be tough. So look, sad times if you are an Uncharted fan. Turns out that the movie has lost its 6th director.
Jesus.
Travis Knight leaves the project over crunch and scheduling conflicts with lead actor. Tom Holland was cast in the role in 2017 of Nathan Drake. However, since the wild success of Spider-Man reboot, also starring Holland, the Uncharted movie has reportedly entered crunch in order to accommodate his schedule. So, yeah,
I mean, that's hard.
that's tough.
But I get it. I mean, it's Spider-Man, it's Marvel, it's a gigantic franchise, and there's a lot of money there, and there's a lot of big wigs behind that are like, well, no, you're with us, we need you for this. So the Uncharted movie, sadly, is obviously going to be a smaller project now.
Sometimes.
Maybe they just need to get someone else to do it.
Get Nathan Fillion. He's a bit old now, sadly.
Who's Nathan Fillion again?
Nathan Fillion is the Firefly guy.
Oh,
the
yeah,
voice
of course.
Cade,
Yes.
The coolest dude.
Yes.
But yeah, he's getting a bit old now. Like, so he did
Oh, let's
that
just
really good.
Let's get Harrison Ford then. Fuck it,
He like walks in with a fridge on his back.
And he gets like the whip.
Fuck off. Fuck off. He's the grouchiest man. God bless him. Okay, the other thing I think we've got 7 minutes left. Okay,
we can do
one
3.
story we didn't cover was that Vince Zampella is actually going to be taking over the DICE LA studio. Dice LA will no longer be known as Dice LA. It will get a new name later.
Vince's studio, it's going to be called.
House of Vince.
House of Vince.
Casa del Vince. So he is taking over, and that's a good thing. Though Vince, probably if you don't know, was the guy that like created Call of Duty Modern Warfare, one of the co-creators. He then got kicked out by Activision, and he sued them for all the money.
Wow.
And then he created Respawn, who then created Titanfall, fantastic game.
Yep.
Who then created Apex Legends, fantastic game. Who then created
Jedi
Jedi Fallen Order, fantastic game. This guy is...
He's a dude.
He's a dude. He's like he's one of those.
He's been doing it for a while.
For sure.
Yep.
And
Yep.
For him to be taking over the Dice LA studio, that's a big deal.
The guy that used to take it was Patrick Soderlund, aka Lurch. Now he has not been there
Patrick Soderlund wasn't heading up Dice LA. He was the overall chief creative officer for.
He was part of DICE in some.
He was part of
that's
DICE,
what I mean.
but in Stockholm, not in LA.
Sure. Sorry. Okay. Cool. So who's been? Oh, okay. I thought he was also doing all the dices, like hitting all of them.
He was heading up all of their he was their chief creative officer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Overseeing development studios.
So Vince, is he going to be now the big dude?
At Dice LA, yes. He'll be their studio head and playing the role of like head coach. And they will be like leading a number of leads on different projects. They are
Leading
working,
a number of leads.
Well,
I
that's
like
true.
that.
That's it. They have project leads and he's leading those leads. So there you go.
We got there.
We have known unknowns. We have unknown. Anyway, so he's doing that, and that's great. I think
it's
because
good.
this guy knows how to make a good fucking video game. And look, let's be real. Respawn are really the jewel in EA's crown right now. Obviously BioWare has fallen from grace massively. They've had to close a whole bunch of other studios. Respawn is the one great success story that EA has going right now. A lot of that, I'm sure, is his influence. And if he's going to take some of that, that mojo over to Dice LA, I'm all for it, man.
I think it's great. I think that DICE holds a lot of strong IP. Like what's it called, Battlefield and Star Wars. They did Star Wars also. So like, there's some pretty big stuff that they've already got in the kit. They just need to like retool it. They need to go back and maybe give it a reset button. And having Vince on board may be the very thing they need. Because if I know that he's going to be like part of a project and it's going to be like Battlefield 6 or something, which is actually... Is that already been announced? Not yet.
No, but they're working on it.
Yeah, they're working, exactly. I want, if I know he's going to be like an integral part of making that game, a lot of people, including me and you, I'm sure, are going to be more interested now in seeing what that is. So maybe the reset button is what DICE needed.
Big time, big time.
And
they say they're working on something. They're not saying what it is. They're not going to say what their studio name is. Lots of unknown unknowns. Wait,
unknowns.
Known unknowns. These are known unknowns. Okay,
yeah, exactly right. That's all we know. There we go.
That's it. God,
we got
Rumsfeld, man. God bless. So, guys, next story. Lord of the Rings. There's a Gollum game coming.
Look, I'm very excited for this. I never thought, out of all the characters, right?
Out of all the characters, you can make a game for Lord of the Rings.
You make...
What the hell?
Oh,
sorry,
shit.
my TV is... Let me turn this
on. What kind of ad was that? No, out of all the characters in Lord of the Rings lore, right, you pick Gollum. Interesting, courageous, and brave. No, I think it's very... it's risky, but if it works out, it's going to be pretty cool. To do a stealth game, I mean, I'm guessing the stealth game, we don't know too much about it right now, right? But... I'm guessing the stealth game is you just like trying to find the ring the whole time, stealthing behind Bilbo and shit.
No, it's set before then. They do provide some details here. According to Edge magazine, they're going in their own direction in terms of the look of Gollum, so he won't look like the Lord of the Rings movie. He'll look different.
Maybe he's like Baby Yoda or something.
And it will be pulling in new side characters like Thranduil, the father of Legolas.
So it's going back that far. Well, like, don't the elves like never die? So it could be going back like 1,000 years.
Yeah, that's it.
Who knows?
They kick on for a while.
They do.
They do. Genes. It's described as a stealth action game letting you sneak around Middle-earth locations like Barad-dûr, the Dark Fortress. Ring wraiths will feature prominently, so presumably you'll need to evade them as they chase the ring. He said that Dalek's versions are less cool than the movie depiction, but indicated he's looking to offer a new take on the creatures.
Okay, well...
Not the best way to sell your game if you're the... You see the art? He's the art director.
I don't know if that's the way to
sell
it. It's going to be a little bit shitter.
Yeah.
But just give it a go. Give it a go, guys. But look, I'm excited for that. I think that the world needs more Lord of the Rings right now. It's good that we've got this whole... Yeah, exactly what I mean. We don't have a lot in this moment, though. When was the last Hobbit movie? I think it was like
long time ago
2011 or something.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit of a time, but between. I think if the series is good and this game is good, that'll be good. Mm-hmm. How good were the play? How good were the Xbox 360 Lord of the Rings Two Tower games and shit? Do you remember those? They were so good.
Such great games.
Gandalf holding the staff.
They were PlayStation 2. Oh, that was PlayStation 2. Yeah, no, PlayStation 2. I think that was PlayStation 2.
No, I think it was PS3.
Nah, the Lord of the Rings Two Towers are definitely on PlayStation 2. I'm 90% certain. Chat, help me out.
Help me out.
The Two
I think
Towers
that's wrong
was
as
on
usual.
PlayStation 2. That was back when EA made good games, right? Before the dark times.
Did they do that?
Yep,
Did they do
that?
that?
Was an EA game.
Ah, you know how Gandalf would hold the staff and hold the sword and just fucking killing people and orcs? So
Great
good.
games.
It was great
games.
Great
Anyway, look, final story of the day. We might be seeing a Bungie Destiny TV show. Will there be a Destiny movie or TV show? Bungie Dev says anything is possible. They have actually set up Bungie, or they're looking to set up Bungie Studios.
Just like
to
PlayStation's
do television production.
Yep.
And one of the leads of Bungie is like anything's possible. One of the advantages of Bungie owning the Destiny IP is that we have the freedom to make the choices whenever we think the time is right. That's all I can say. Told you it was a PS2 game.
Ah, god damn it!
Thank you very much.
I'm saying PS2-1. It's a PS21 game. No, but look, kind of cool.
Yeah, sure.
Destiny has a lot on its plate right now. Like they've done so many changes in the last year. Now to throw this into the mix, I mean, yeah, cool, ambitious.
Let's do it, Bungie.
Brave,
I'd
courageous.
be down. I mean, look, you go from the Witcher TV show to
Destiny,
Mandalorian
to the God of War
Destiny,
show.
God of War show.
Which PlayStation, as I said, they've opened a separate branch now to start making movies or TVs. I'd love to see a God of War. I'd love to see Last of Us? Not really. It's already a TV show. It's already in the game TV show.
Oh my god. So, okay. Guys, we'll just finish up with a few final of the
Ooh,
super
that's a good
chats we
idea.
missed.
Rogue
Squadron VR from Nandor.
400
Totally
Hufflepuffs.
agree. That's a good idea. New Assassin's Creed game leaked on GameStop, says Kamal. Really? Okay, that's interesting. We'll have to look at that. Maybe that will be an episode coming week.
Maybe.
Imagine Anthem on Stadia. No, thank you. No, I don't think I will.
No loading times.
No loading times. Yeah, they'll still find a way to make loading times. Thank you very much, Vitar. Brendan says you guys should try Boneworks for VR. Feels like Half-Life plus Portal puzzles with vastly improved physics. Maybe Let's Play opportunity?
Yeah, cool.
Maybe.
We're looking to do at least one a week.
So James is back. He says Iowa. That's IA.
Iowa. We knew that. Just testing you. That's all.
Mick Donahue is Irish. Love your skill up video on
Nice.
Ace Combat 7. Really made me fist flight combat games. Thank you very much. And Nandor has also given us another 1,000 Huffington points, but I can't see your message because our thing bugs out.
Oh, there it is.
Now I've got it now.
1,000 Hufflepuffs.
Since you do
Thank
Let's
you.
Plays like non-City Star Wars and Ralph loves a good MMO, how about SWOTOR? It's good at it's free to play. I played SWOTOR when it was a launch product. It has a great leveling experience, can I say? I really like that. But I'm not going to play another MMO right now because it's all about Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, that's Layman Live for the week.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we have
very
another
much.
video coming out later.
When,
Don't
today?
we? Don't we? Oh, we might have actually.
If it's good.
If it's good. We're also playing with another idea, so you might see it, you might not.
We're sorry for the sound issues. We'll fix those up next episode.
Was the buzz actually there, guys? Let us know.
No, they were saying it's very clearly
It's there.
So, yeah. We'll fix that up, and but at least we've got a good camera now. It's only taken 2. How long have we been doing Layman Live? At least
we started in June 20th, 2017.
No.
Memories.
No, I'm talking about Layman Live.
Oh, Layman Live. June 20th. No, I actually don't know. Oh, around November, something like that. I don't know. Fuck.
Good high energy thing to finish on, guys.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, you guys know probably better than us.
Anyway.
But at least 10 or 20 times. Guys, we've been doing this for 10 or 20 times. We're already tired, as you guys can see.
What a year it's been already, hey guys?
God.
Guys, thanks very much for stopping by, and we will see you next week, same time. Lots of videos this week. All the best.
They came after me with something and press stop. Stop streaming. Cost a coin to your chat.
Cost a coin.
Baby. Oh.